Hi guys, how's it going? Hope everyone is doing well, day or night, whenever you tune in and see this. I just kind of moved my table a little bit, but it's all good. This is going to be a general reading for Libra. Since I just posted not long ago the Scorpio reading, um, I had actually shuffled your cards for your reading inside, before I went outside. And so, because I didn't want to lose the light, I just kind of took a picture, which I always do anyway, and then went outside and shot the Scorpio. And now I'm back in for you here, Libra. All right. But yes, so this is going to be a general reading. Can cover anything like love, work, friends, family, health, etc. And it is a timeless reading. So for some of you guys, that means it could resonate 6 months in the past, 6 months in the future, weeks, days, hours, minutes, years, etc. All right. So always take it how it resonates for you. And this reading can resonate for you even if you're not a Sun Libra or a rising Libra or a moon in Libra, or even if you have a Venus in Libra, right? That would be your love language. As we all have all 12 signs, zodiac signs throughout our birth chart, we are, more than just our sun, rising, and moon signs. So depending on what's going on currently in your life, you may resonate more with your sun sign or your moon sign or your rising sign, or you may be looking into your south node and your north node, or the list goes on, right? So this is just kind of a general thing, but hopefully, regardless of your placements, you'll find something you can take with you from this reading, right? That is my hope. So we're going to get into your reading here in a second, Libra. And I also wanted to say that if you do want to see the photo that I was talking about earlier, if you're new here, first of all, welcome, right? If you're coming back too, welcome back. I post one photo at the end under my Facebook page, right under the reading. So if you want to check that out later while you watch or listen, or even just to see it in more detail later, all you have to do is click in this description box below and follow the instructions there if you want to see the photo. But what else was I going to say? Yes, also, I've decided to, maybe some of you guys have already seen, do the astrology notes for now, just in one video, and kind of see, how you guys like that versus doing it before every reading. So it is on my channel there if you want to check out the astrology notes from November 9th to November 23rd, which is the time frame, for this reading. But of course, it is timeless, okay? That's just when we're kind of looking at it for right now. So on that note too, I usually start with the main 6 in the center, right? That's like my little jam. That's what I do for now. Anyway, that's what I've been doing. And so that first row is energy starting around November 9th. It can be a little bit before, a little bit after. It's not exact, and it depends on each person, right? So going through the rest of this week into this upcoming weekend, and in the second row is that second week and weekend till about the 23rd or so of November, all right? And also too, if you're watching this and later is like, oh, this doesn't sound like me, and maybe it's not you, maybe it's the person you're dealing with, or if you're dealing with multiple people, it could be multiple people that you're dealing with, that it could be their energies, it could also just be the general environment, situational energy as well. So just a bunch of stuff to keep in mind before we get into your reading. And what else was I going to say? Yes, so we start in the main 6, and then we go outwards into your tarot confirmation cards with another deck. And then we also talk about what's on the top and the bottom of each deck to get more insights, and then kind of sum it all up together there. And then at the very end, we have some oracle cards here for you as well. All right, so I feel like that's everything. If I if anything comes to me later, I'll just blurt it out. All right. But yeah, let's get into your reading here, Libra. So, speaking of, saying things out loud, right? We're going to talk about which cards we have here. I'll just list them first, and then we'll kind of go in order. So, you have the Princess of Swords in the reverse position, the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse position, the Death card in the right side up position, the Three of Staves, also known as Three of Wands, right side up, and the Nine of Sacred Circles, also known as Nine of Pentacles, right side up, and the Seven of Cups in the reverse position. Yeah, so Libra, right off the bat, too, before we get into, the general reading here, I do want to call out a couple of the zodiac signs that I do see here in case that's something that you are interested in. Sorry, it feels like that was a little loud. It's just for my dogs since they bark and they're chihuahuas. So we have, as far as the major arcana cards here, we have Scorpio twice, and we have Libra. Okay, so it could be that you are dealing with a Scorpio or a Libra, or you have a lot of that in your chart, or they have a lot of that in, what did I just say? Either you have a lot of that in your chart, or they have a lot of that placements or energy in their chart, okay? Or it could be nothing at all, right? So it kind of just depends, but I wanted to mention it real quickly. So when we start off your reading here, Libra, with the Princess of Swords in the reverse position. Now, this could be energy from the recent past that's still kind of lingering around here, and you always have to ask yourself, what is the recent past, right? It can be different for everybody. A couple days ago, weeks ago, hours, minutes, etc., right? But with the Princess of Swords in the reverse position, this talks about there could be, or there could have been, right? If it has already happened, or if it's still kind of happening, some type of denial of enlightenment, some type of blockage of mental clarity, or some type of wisdom here, okay, with the Princess of Swords in the reverse position. There also could be, for some of you guys, not everybody, somebody could be closed off and not wanting to learn something new, thinking that they've learned all that they have to learn, and not being in the princess or the prince energy of wanting to level up and learn new things, right? Since it's a princess card. There also could be just some general stagnant energy, some type of blockage of creativity or passion, or some kind of just like comforting energy, okay? I would say that as well. But you really only have two blockages here in your reading, Libra. So I would say, we'll just hold tight because there's really some good stuff coming out as well. But let's kind of go into why this card showed up as your first card, right? So we're going to talk about what's on the top and the bottom of the other deck here. This is the Llewellyn deck, the one with the yellow border. And I always stutter when I try to say that sometimes, okay? But this is past energy still kind of lingering around, and why maybe this card came out for you, okay? So you have the Three of Cups in reverse, and you have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So this is saying that in the recent past, there could have been some type of celebration put on hold, not once but twice, right? Because when you're looking at right side up, the three women are cheersing together under the full moon. They're ready to party, and then over here you have a party with all the family and friends and all the pentacles, right? But they're both in reverse position. So there could have been some type of celebratory energy if it wasn't actually a celebration in the recent past that was put on hold or wasn't well received, or there was just this general lack of feeling of support, right? When you think of celebrating with people that you love and care about, you want to have actually have those people show up for you, right? So it could be in the recent past here, Libra, that you were feeling some way where that you couldn't rely on that support, or you didn't feel it as the way that you maybe possibly used to feel it in the past, okay? This could have led to some type of stagnant energy, not feeling abundant, right? Also, when you think of the Three of Cups in the right side up position, or the way that it's shown in this card, right, there's this blue sky, and it's almost like twilight, and there's the moon in the background there, okay? Hopefully you can see in the light. There we go. And so then, in this Princess of Swords in reverse, you see the sun in reverse, okay? So it's almost like a little bit of, you okay, Hermes? Sorry, guys, my dad. You have a little cough? We'll get some water. Yeah. Okay. So it's almost like this lack of peaceful energy, right? With that blue in the reverse color, if you just talk about the colors in the cards, or that lack of that nurturing kind of orange yellow sun color, and the sun represents that enlightenment, right? The intuition, not only intuition, but revelation, spiritual downloads, aha moments. I finally understand something, or just general mental clarity and being open to learning new things. It looks like there was a blockage here from the recent past, right? And it could just be because you weren't feeling the support and love like you normally did. It will be different, for everybody. But let's keep going forward, because you do have some really amazing cards here in your reading, like I mentioned earlier. All right, now moving forward, you have both of your blockages, one right after the other, which is totally fine. And that could be the week that we're already in right now. And so then you get them over with, and you've got some amazing stuff coming up, right? So you have, as your second card, the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse position. Okay, so this is also some stagnant energy, slowing down of energy, maybe possibly feeling not like luck is on your side, or it's not the right time for something. You could also just be biding your time, waiting for time to pass by. But there is like a little bit of that the bittersweet taste to it. But let's go into your confirmation cards too, right from the other deck here, to see why there could be other reasons why this card showed up. So you have on the top of the deck, and again, this is past energy of why this card showed up, the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse position. You have the King of Sacred Circles right side up, known as King of Pentacles. I said King of Pentacles, and the Judgment card in the right side up position. So this is saying here, Libra, that there could be a little bit of, there was an older masculine energy, right? It could be you yourself, it could be definitely other people, of course, but somebody had like this really strong earthy energy, and they were very set in their ways, but also very grateful for what they have, and wanting to pass down their wisdom to the younger generation, right? And you see that kind of with this Native American kind of grandfather figure here, okay, playing the drum. And so he is about having that communication passed down, and the stories, and the magic, and the oral history, and all that stuff, right? And then, of course, when you think of a king, you think of someone who's stable, and people look up to them, and they have a lot of resources, and they have just a lot of abundance around them. And then in the very background, I don't know if you guys can see that. I'll try to hold it up for you in the light the right way. But there, excuse me, there is a strike of lightning here in the background of this King of Sacred Circles, all the way in the background. Hopefully you can see it there. So you will have a couple ideas coming up, repeating in your reading here, of lightning and the sun and the moon. And yeah, we'll get into it more later, okay? But with this Judgment card here on the bottom of your deck as well, there could have been some type of judgment that was passed, that a judgment that went through, and maybe it wasn't the outcome that you were hoping for, or the other person was hoping for, or the general environment was hoping for. But it's also about asking yourself in the recent past, right? Because we're talking about these two cards, again, in relation to the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse position. We're talking about, do I want to start something again? When we think of the Judgment card, you could think of like the stereotypical scenes in the Bible of someone being raised up out of their grave, and if they had led a good life, then they will be chosen for the afterlife or all that stuff, right? And so it's like the final judgment, okay? And in this deck, the way they show it, you see this woman kind of floating over a bed. I think it looks like a bed. Anyway, and she's actually punching a mirror image of herself. And it's that those issues of I can't even talk, sorry. Issues of identity and ego, and almost like a little bit of self-destructive energy. And again, this doesn't have to necessarily be you, Libra. It could have been a person you were dealing with, or people you were dealing with, or the general environment in the past. But this is kind of why that Wheel of Fortune came out, because maybe you were feeling like, okay, I don't know if I have anything else to pass down to another generation, or I don't know if I feel particularly abundant at this time, or I don't know if I feel like I have all the tools that I need. I don't know if I feel supported. I also don't know if I'm angry at an outcome of some type of judgment, that was made, and I don't know if that also brings out issues of being angry at myself. Okay, so those are just a couple like things to think about, but again, it doesn't necessarily have to be you. Okay, but like I said before, I totally forgot to set my timer, but it doesn't matter. I'm like already halfway through, and I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, Libra, you have these amazing cards coming out. So you had your first two blockages and the first two cards, and then we'll go forward. So here as your third card, you have the Death card in the right side up position. All right, this is a beautiful card that talks about new beginnings and change, right? This could be, you see this little child kind of playing with the skull on this beach, right? And there's the Grim Reaper kind of figure and the boat in the background, and there's an owl flying above, right? It's all about wisdom, okay? But it's the dying of an old cycle and the beginning of a new cycle, clearing away of the old to make room for the new, okay? So it's just generally a metaphor. It doesn't mean that somebody's going to die or something like that, okay? I would never talk about that in a reading. Definitely not a general reading, and probably not a personal reading either, unless it was a particular question that somebody really had, okay? But that, I look at the Death card as like a fresh start, right? It's just like this really nice, fresh energy coming in. And it's like, okay, also it has the Wisdom, right? The owl that I was just talking about at the top of the card here. So it's like clearing all this, those two blockages that we talked about that could be happening for you currently right now in this week, but maybe by the end of, or maybe by the end, can't talk, maybe by the beginning of this weekend, end of this week, right? You'll be coming more into that death energy here, okay? And I feel like it's going to be a really beautiful thing, okay? So again, just check out the imagery of the card. It's pretty nice. All right. Now, moving forward, your fourth card here, Libra, you have the Three of Staves in the right side up position. This is a really nice energy of getting back into circulation in some way. It's also a people watching card, but it's really about, you see this Egyptian couple and they've stepped off this boat from the Nile River and they're going to some kind of party or something, right? And they haven't gotten to the party yet, but they may be looking at a few people that they already see at the party, right? But it's this energy of, I'm ready to now slowly get back into something and take my time with it, but make sure that my emotions are properly balanced in a healthy way. And so this is really nice, abundant and positive momentum, positive energy here for you, Libra. And this could be happening more towards that second week, okay? But look what it brings. Another abundant card. You have the Nine of Sacred Circles in the right side up position as your fifth card here. And this is so beautiful, right? This is this Native American woman here, and she's burning some type of herb, and she's got the it's not the drum, but it's some kind of instrument. I don't know what it's called, so I don't want to mess up the name of it. Okay, but she has some years to her, right? She has some wisdom. She's put in a lot of hard work to get to the place where she's at. Okay, and she has the falcon, of course, behind her that represents that skill, determination, and focus. Okay, so when you come into this energy here, Libra, or the person or people you're dealing with, or your general environment situation, um, it's like you now feel more abundant. You now feel like you have all the tools that you need around you, or you feel it's okay to ask the people around you for help or guidance on how you yourself can get more abundance. But it also is very interesting because it's kind of like, you know, when you look at it, the death card is in the first row, right? And then the nine of pentacles is in that second row. And they're kind of ear to ear, right? Or the ends of the card to the ends of the card here, okay? And so it's like that ending a new beginning and change and clearing away the old and making room for the new with the death card. And then the nine of pentacles, 9 being almost 10, is again talking about endings and new beginnings, possibly right on the edge or the beginning of a new stage, a new project, a new relationship, a new level in those things as well, right? Since it's 9, almost 10. But really nice, abundant energy here for you, Libra. Now, when we get into your 6th card here, the 7 of Cups in the reverse position, this is actually how you want to see this card, because it means that you will be coming to some type of decision towards, November 23rd or so. Okay, again, not exact. Or the person you're dealing with or people you're dealing with will come to some sort of decision. Okay. It could also be that you were coming out of some kind of dark night of the soul, and this is when you're going to be coming out of it, or this is when they are, or the general environment situation. But when I say it's about a decision, because when the card is right side up, there's all these different things in each of these cups, right? Kind of can see it there. And then you see this couple in the background, and there's a king in the, I think that's supposed to be Morgana. I can't remember now exactly. But, it's like, what do you want? It's like searching for options, not sure which cup to take. And when we talk about cups, we talk about emotional fulfillment, emotional satisfaction, emotional priorities, right? So maybe in the recent past, you were waiting on here, Libra. And I feel like I keep calling you Scorpio, but you are Libra. Or maybe it's because I keep looking at the death card, and the death card is that Scorpio energy. I don't know. Or maybe because I just did the Scorpio reading earlier. But Libra, you could be waiting for someone to make a decision about something and be like, okay, now I know what I want. I know what I need emotionally. And so now I can make that choice and stop being in like this limbo kind of period. Okay. So like I said, this is a really good position to see this card in this position, the 7 of Cups in reverse. So I see really good things. Now, with that being said, let's get into your tarot confirmation cards as well. Okay, so we'll call them out and then we'll kind of go in order here. But you have the Tower in the right side up position, the Knight of Wands in reverse, and the 2 of Cups right side up. All right, so with this Tower card, this is past energy. The first kind of 2 confirmation cards are usually past energy, right? Remember when I was talking about lightning will come back up in your theme? Okay, lightning there. And then lightning with the King of Sacred Circles. Remember the top of the card there in the corner? Okay. The lightning, just like the sun, right, with the Princess of Swords in reverse, represents enlightenment, okay? The Wheel of Fortune, even though it's the Wheel of Fortune, it almost looks like a sun upside down too, right? Or reversed. Excuse me. This is, sorry, one second. Okay. This is kind of all like echoing each other and going back to this energy where there was some type of dramatic change in the past. It could have been a small change, it could have been a big change, right? But there was some type of spiritual download, revelations, aha moment. I finally understand something. With you yourself, Libra, or the person you're dealing with or people you're dealing with or general environment situation, but you see, right, this storm happening around this tower, and the lightning is striking the top of the tower. That is your crown chakra. Your just like how they say coronavirus is the crown, right? It's the Corona means crown, right? So it talks about dealing with the top of your head and a cold and a virus, right? So that's just, they're not connected, right? I'm just talking about what the words mean, okay? So the crown chakra is getting that enlightenment coming in, and it might be kind of in this past change that happened could have been really unsettling, right? It's like the water is coming in here and washing away other parts of the castle that we don't see, right? And again, the water and the tarot being those emotions, right? Kind of going all over the place, dealing with these changes, these revelations, these aha moments, finally understand something spiritual downloads, okay? So when this Tower card is coming in here and confirming the Princess of Swords in reverse and the Three of Staves in the right side up position here, this is basically saying here, Libra, that the reason why your first card was the Princess of Swords in reverse, the reason why you're possibly having a hard time with all these enlightenments could have been multiple enlightenments, multiple spiritual downloads at once or revelations at once, right? Where you are really having a hard time with the mental clarity because, again, the emotions could have been all over the place and trying to deal with these, sudden changes, whether big changes, small changes, good changes, bad changes, right? But it eventually leads to this really nice energy again of the Three of Staves in the right side up position here, with you finally coming back out into circulation, or the person you're dealing with coming back out into circulation, the general environment situation, right? When we think about all the stuff that was going on, to talk about astrology briefly, with Libra, since I did move across country, right? And I took some time off for my move and to get adjusted here and working and everything. We didn't get, I wasn't posting. All right. I wasn't posting videos at that time. So, we didn't get to talk about the Libra astrology. But, we were still in Mercury retrograde, and we had 5 generational planets in retrograde still at that time. And so there was a lot going on during your Libra season, your birthday season too. And so it could be that you are still kind of dealing with some of those things that were happening back then, because it wasn't that long ago. We've only been in Scorpio season not too long, right? And so when you see that Three of Staves energy of coming back into circulation and finally getting the emotions under control and more balance. And we think of Libra, right? We think of the balance scales of like wanting to have things in the proper proportions. Okay. All right. Now moving forward. Sorry guys, I feel like really hot for some reason. And hold on. I feel like I have something on dog hair, something on my lips. Driving me nuts. Hold on. Libra, hold on. All right, well, whatever. I can't see it, so I think I got it. But moving forward. Libra, let's get into your second confirmation card here. You have the Knight of Wands in the reverse position, all right? And so this is, again, past energy. excuse me, it could be that for some of you guys, there was something going on here where there was a communication put on hold, or again, when we go back to your past, right up here where we talked about you had two celebration cards kind of maybe put on hold or wasn't well received or didn't happen yet, right? And then again here with a communication possibly put on hold or celebration put on hold. I say that because when the guy is right side up, his horse is really dressed up. He's dressed up. He's got his wands with the growth and he looks like, oh, I'm going to make a reefa out of it. I'm going to go forward and have this communication and this celebration. But it was in reverse for you, right? Again, and that's past energy. So it could have been, again, some type of celebratory energy or just a communication that possibly you were going to give or someone was going to give to you or the general universe was giving you signs or messages, right? That maybe didn't come through all the way or was not well received or was put on hold, okay? But basically, if you want to just look at it as a little bit of stagnant energy in the recent past or slowing down of energy, right? And I would say too, that since it's a knight and not a page and not a king, that it would have been a medium-sized type of communication. What's a medium-sized type of communication? For example, a page could be a text message, a knight could be a phone call, and a king could be a physical meeting, right? Just as an example, okay? But when this Knight of Wands in reverse comes in here and is confirming the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and the Nine of Sacred Circles in the right side up position, this is kind of saying, yeah, this is both stagnant energy. They're both in reverse here, slowing down, waiting for better time, waiting for luck to be on my side again, waiting for just the planets to move and things to shift, right? Again, we were talking about all that stuff that was going on during Libra season and even before. Yeah, I mean, it's a lot. But, it seems like, even if it was a difficult time for some of you guys during that period, I think it was difficult for a lot of people, regardless of your placements or which signs you identify at that time, right? But that it was for a reason, okay? Because maybe, what's the way to say it? There was some type of wisdom that was needed, a clearing of a focus, right? When we think of the falcon, again, with this Native American woman, the elderly woman here, right? It's like taking off the falcon goggles so then the bird can go for its target or whatever its goal is. It's almost like having tunnel vision, but in this way, it's not because you're going to stay like that forever, but because it helps you focus better on that one particular goal at that time and focus on maybe not the whole picture and all the problems that maybe could be there, right? But more taking it one step at a time and one little goal at a time, okay? So, yeah, that's definitely, what I'm feeling for you there. But let's keep going forward. As I said, you have a lot of really good cards here, Libra. And your third and final tarot confirmation card, and this is more present, future energies, and past energies, is the Two of Cups in the right side up position. Okay, this really beautiful merging of masculine and feminine energies, regardless of your gender or any of that stuff, right? But it's an equal give and take. This is a higher vibrational love, and it's very similar to actually the Lovers card, right? It's divinely guided. You can see that in this card as well. There is that kind of like alchemy symbol at the top with the lion and the wings, okay? And also just, it's like medicine, right? You see the two snakes interweaved here, right? And so when you think of higher vibrational love, it's the medicine that we all need for our souls, right? And when we talk about love, we're not just talking about romantic Okay, it could be romantic, of course, but it could also be platonic love with friends or family, or even self love with different parts of yourself coming together. Okay, but this is really beautiful energy here. And look at that. When it comes in and confirms the Death card and the Seven of Cups, it's like, yes. So you here, Libra, or the other person you're dealing with, or people, general environment situation, somebody is ready for this new beginning, okay? This new higher vibrational love, this equal give and take, right? Um, and also, somebody's making a choice, okay? Remember, we talked about the Seven of Cups in reverse, of making a choice, of saying, that's my emotional contentment, emotional fulfillment, my emotional priorities. And now I know what it is, and I'm not just kind of searching for options. I'm ready to give that cup to someone, okay? And hopefully they will give it back in return, right? But this is really, really nice energy here for you, Libra. And yeah, I mean, of course, you can go so many different ways since it is a general reading, but it really feels like some nice energy for you to head into, like even towards the end of November, right? It could even be into December or even next year, right? Again, will depend on everybody since it's a general reading. But beautiful choices, right? It's always good to know what your emotional priorities are, your emotional fulfillment and satisfaction. It's always good to clear away, past stuff that no longer serves you or serves others or serves the environment, to make room for new growth and wisdom. And then it's always good to have reciprocal love that is a higher vibrational love, that will be good for everyone's benefit. Okay, so beautiful here, Libra. All right, now real quickly, because I don't even know what time it is. Yes. Oh my gosh, sorry guys. Let's get to your oracle cards here real quickly. Do I have some water? Okay, so your first oracle card here is the word Lord, okay? And you see this old man here writing in his book, and there's candles all around him. But it talks about communication and it talks about praise, okay? It also has the word dishonesty, but I don't feel that way for you in the way that this card came out. It did come out in the right side up position, all right? And so we were just talking about communication, right? With the Knight of Wands in the reverse position, and even, right, love can be a form of communication with the Two of Cups in the right side up position, or communication about a choice with the Seven of Cups in the right reverse position. Okay, so yeah, it's about being really clear about what you want and what you don't want, and listening to others, and yeah, giving respect and due where it's earned to others, right? Because it also talks about praise. Okay. So again, really beautiful energy here. Okay, and then your second oracle card here, Libra, whether you're watching for romantic reasons, platonic love with friends or family, or even self-love, you have let go of control issues, and it says allow the situation to unfold naturally. Okay, and so you see this man kind of sitting down looking at this woman and this child, and there's an angel kind of in between them. Okay, and so, yeah, this is pretty, self-explanatory here. But if it is romantic, right, it's saying maybe let go of the reins a little bit and allow things to flow naturally. And again, we're talking about the Two of Cups, right? This would be a more natural love, like they're literally in nature here. If you can see the card when it focuses, right? There's all these plants around them, and it's divinely guided. Again, the angel, and the angel over here. Okay, so whether it's romantic or platonic love or self-love, just don't always try to control it, and just let things kind of, go the way that they're going to go, so they can breathe. And so when they do go well, it can be natural, and it's not forced or fake. Okay, that's kind of how I see it. All right, and then your last oracle message here, Libra, is your animal oracle message, and it's the octopus. It's really cute. All right, and it says practice shape shifting by altering, but sorry, practice shape shifting by I can't talk today. By altering your physical appearance and mannerisms. Okay, yes, by altering. I don't know why I was struggling to say that. So yeah, so the octopus, right, changes colors, much like can't remember what other sign got the chameleon recently, right? But they change colors to their environment as well, depending on the different predators and everything. Okay. But this energy too of the octopus, right? They're in water. They're literally um, live in the water. So it's like being comfortable in the emotions and practice altering your emotions, not just physical appearance and mannerisms, but actually what the octopus would be doing as far as being in emotion in all times as like you know, um, a metaphor, okay? But if you want to look more into it, you can always look up, the octopus power, spirit, animal meaning and what it might mean for you to get more into how the octopus, spirit or octopus magic can help you during this time frame of this reading or even beyond. But yeah, really nice things here, guys. I hope that some of this was helpful, and always feel free to let me know in the comments down below if it was, if you want to say anything. You don't have to, of course. And yeah, thank you guys so much for your views, for your likes, for your subscriptions. It is free, right? And it just helps the channel circulate the videos more so more people can check out the videos. But yeah, I'm not sure if I'm gonna come back tonight or in the tomorrow some point. But I will be starting with Pisces next. So I'm kind of going to go back now that we've done Libra and Scorpio, since it's Scorpio season, and before it was Libra season, but I missed it. Then we will go back backwards through the signs, since Pisces had to wait for their last video. Then I'll start next with Pisces, so they won't have to wait, and we'll go forward through the rest of the signs backwards that way, if that makes sense. So anyway, you guys take care, and I will see you guys later. All right, bye.